friends. I'm so happy that you've come back to join me again for another little chat. Um, Today, I'm going to be just telling you some stuff, and maybe sharing some of the new book finds I have found in my house, because some of them are corkers, and uh, telling you what's sold, because I actually have had a few sales, which has made me feel really happy. So, um, we'll start off with the sad stuff. So, the sad stuff is that I had to have my cat Sooty put down. My best friend. He was 26 years old, had a very good life. He was a very happy cat. He was the most loving, friendly, purry cat you've ever met in your life. But he was starting to really struggle. He wasn't very well at all. Um, and I'd noticed that in the last couple of weeks of his life that he was having some real issues. So I took him to the vet, and she said it was time. That 26 years is pretty good innings for a cat, a little black moggy. But it was still sad, and it's been very odd not having him in the house. It's very quiet. He was stone deaf, but so he couldn't hear how loud he was. And this cat's meow, you could hear it from down the street. He was that loud. And he was not afraid to use his meow to get attention or to get what he wanted. So suddenly the house is very quiet, and I do miss him. Um, but I know I did the right thing, and I did right by my friend. So yeah, I've had to say goodbye to Sooty. The nice part of this is the vets made the effort to send me a little card, and the card reads, "Dear Lisa, we are so sorry for your loss, and we know how much you loved Sooty." Oh God, here I go. "With sympathy, our thoughts are with you at this time, the team at Corby Vets." So I would like to say to the team at Corby Vets, thank you very much. You don't know how much this has meant. And what they've done is that they have gone and taken paw prints from Sooty after he passed, and they've sent them to me with this card, which I think is an absolutely beautiful thing to do. And I will treasure these, probably end up using them as bookmarks, but I think I might scan them in and have something made with the paw prints on that will last me a long time. Yeah, it was a very peaceful ending, and I'm glad that I was with him at the last moments, and that I was the last thing he saw. I think when you have a pet, it's usual that they're going to go before you. And I think the payment we make for having had them in our lives is to be there with them at the hardest moment, and to not chicken out on that. And believe me, it was really tempting to chicken out, but I didn't. And I'm very proud of the fact that I didn't, and that I was with him right to the end. So rest in peace, Sooty, and thank you for 26 years of friendship. Right, so now that I've pulled myself together and not all weepy, which is quite unusual, because believe me when I tell you that the first few days after he was gone was really difficult, because I went out to the garden and he wasn't there. And that was a really odd thing. That was a really odd feeling, that he just wasn't there. And it's taken a minute for me to get used to the fact that he's not going to be there, and he's never going to be there again. And before you say it, no, I'm not going to be thinking of any more pets. Not for the time being. I don't think I'm ready for that. And with my plans to go to Jamaica, actually, another pet now would not be a good idea at all. It would be something that would just be something else I'd have to worry about, and something else I'd have to organise. And it would be an awful thing to do, to get myself another pet and then have to leave him or her behind in the UK. I'm just not going to do that. So no. Anyway, moving on. So I have had some sales this week of all the books that I listed. I managed to get about 150 books listed onto eBay, and about 90 listed onto Vinted. same book. So I've had to be quite careful to make sure that I immediately deactivate on the other site when one sells. There's always that horror moment where you might think, oh my god, what if they sell all on the same site on different sites at the same time? But be honest, I think that's quite rare. I don't think that happens that often. So far it's been okay. So I've had a few sales, and I thought I'd share with you what they were and some of the more unusual books that I found in my collection. Now, this one has sold, and to be quite honest with you, I am really surprised by how much interest this book has got. I did not buy this book, just so they know straight ahead. So the book is She Comes First. Are you sexually cliterate? The Thinking Man's Guide to Pleasuring a Woman. Now, I did not buy this book. And as you can see, this book is in pristine condition. I think this belonged to my ex-husband. And I'm going to say that it didn't get much. It didn't get read. I don't think it got read. Because if it got read, it would at least have had a cracked spine. There's nothing. No damage to any of the pages, no dog earing, no turned over pages where maybe he was thinking, oh, I might give that a go. Yeah, none of that. So I am thinking that he did not read this book, which is a shame. So I am hoping that whoever has bought this book, I'm really hoping it's a man. I actually can't tell until I print the label, but I'm hoping it's a man who's bought this book because he wants to educate himself and become the man a woman really wants in her life. But if it is a lady who's bought this book to give to a man, I hope he reads it, and I hope he puts what he learns into practice, because there's a lot of really good information in there. Yeah, think this maybe should be given out to young men early in their early 20s and told, essential reading for all men. Fabulous book. Shame it didn't get used for my benefit, but never mind. Okay, so what else did I sell? This is another one that I sold. I don't know if anybody remembers this series, Dark Angel, with Jessica Alba. It only had, I think it was only 2 seasons. I was a massive Dark Angel fan. Absolutely loved Dark Angel. The stories were brilliant. I loved everything about it. I watched it obsessively. I did actually own all of it on DVD, and I made the mistake of lending the DVDs to someone, and I have never seen them again, which is really, really annoying. So at some point in the future, I think I will probably rebuy the DVDs for myself, which is a bit awful because you shouldn't have to do that, but I probably will, because both seasons of this were fantastic, and I was absolutely gutted when they stopped making it. Absolutely gutted, because I absolutely loved it. And this is it's called Eyes Only Dossier, and it's all sort of research and documents and photos and things and scripts and whatnot from the actual movie, and dossiers of the various children, what they looked like as kids and what they became as adults, and all that sort of it. So if you liked the series and if you were really into the program, then this book would actually mean quite a lot. And I think that's why it was bought for me as a gift, because I was such a Dark Angel fan. Really wish they'd bring it back, but I suppose everyone's moved on now, so it's probably a bit too late. But brilliant. I mean, she was just absolutely fantastic in this series. I loved it. Bring back Dark Angel, please. Jessica Alba, please come back. Please come back and be Dark Angel again, because I miss you. All right, so that's that one. I have, as I say, a massive collection of dressmaking books, because I used to be a dressmaker. I used to make wedding dresses, ball gowns, all sorts of things. So I have a massive collection of textbooks and reference books on how to draft patterns, how to cut fabric, all of those kinds of things. I really can't see myself doing that again. Well, maybe I will in the future, but I can't see myself doing it professionally as a job. And I also kind of know my stuff. So I don't really need the reference books anymore. And as we have discussed previously, taking them to Jamaica is a bit of a non-starter. So it's time to let them go. So I put these up, and I have been quite shocked by, I have a massive collection of them. I mean, it's huge. I have every textbook you can imagine about pattern cutting and about design, and about drawing croquis and all sorts of stuff. So I've got loads, and I have been quite surprised by, they have been the most popular books that I've put up for sale. It's literally been, you know, 15 watchers on a book, and I've been sitting there thinking, whichever one of you wants these books needs to get your finger out and actually buy them, because they're just going to go. Someone's going to snap them up. And suddenly today, out of the blue, I only put them up yesterday. So yesterday, and out of the blue today, it's just been like a flurry of people wanting them. I've had a few people who've tried to be really cheeky and undercut and do really, really sad offers, and I've turned them down. But I wasn't worried because I could see how many people were watching them. So I was thinking, if you don't want to pay me what they're worth, then somebody else will. And of course they have. So this one, Bridal Couture, absolutely gorgeous book. I used this book a lot in my first beginnings. It was great for lace placement, for bias cutting, and for shaping of sleeves and armholes. Oh God, I always struggled with armholes. I really had a problem with armholes, but also corseting, backlacing. It's all in there. And the same thing with this. So the same person has bought both of these, I believe. This one, again, this is a much more technical manual. Not a lot of pictures in this one, but an awful lot of really good information about how to measure, how to work out your angles, how to make sure your darts are in the right place, all of that kind of stuff. Brilliant. It was a book that you could use when you were doing fashion design at college, GCSEs, BTEC, that kind of stuff. So brilliant book. So whoever's bought this is going to be very happy, because they've got it at a bargain price as well. I did not take the mickey with these, and I could have, because I looked on eBay at the prices of these books, and let's just put it this way, I charged a lot less than a lot of people would. But that's mostly because I know that when I was first doing pattern design and fashion and making clothes and doing dressmaking, just how expensive those books were to buy. And it was a big outlay. So if I can pass those on to somebody else and have them get the benefit of them, I'm good. I'm good with that. So there's this one as well, which is pattern cutting for lingerie, beachwear, and leisure wear. Some of the hardest dressmaking you can ever do is actually lingerie. People think, you look at it, it's a little garment that, sits underneath your clothes, but the cut of a bra, the cut of a panty, the creation of a teddy, to make them look good on the female body takes a lot of effort and a lot of skill and a lot of maths, to be absolutely frank with you. You have to be quite good at maths. So beautiful illustrations on pattern layouts, how to get them right for the body. Just a brilliant book. And as you can see, as usual, my books always pristine condition, because I look after my things. So there's that. So somebody's going to be very happy. Now this one was one of Connor's, I think. I bought a lot of books for Connor. He was crazy about animals when he was growing up. So I was always buying books about various different animals. And he would literally just suck in this information, and then he would be able to regurgitate it to you pretty much word for word. I was always in awe of that as a skill, that this kid could just remember all of this information. If he learnt about an animal, he would learn its entire life cycle, and he would be able to tell you, where it came from, how long its gestation was, how the mother gave birth to it, what its life cycle was then, how old it was when it was just crazy, just crazy. And he could tell you what they ate and everything. I mean, he was amazing. He was like a little human animal encyclopedia. You just used to chuck a name of an animal at him and he would just tell you everything he knew about it. So yeah, so this is one of his. But again, taught my boys to take care of your belongings. So the book itself is in pristine condition. So the lady that has bought this is going to be very happy. And hopefully it's for a child, so her child will be very happy. And the final book that I sold this weekend, and this one speaks to me. Great Irish Speeches. This one speaks to me because I'm half Irish, so my mum's Irish, and there is a lot of history in Ireland, and it gets forgotten quite a lot. People think of Ireland as just being about the potato famine, but they don't realise that there is just so much more to Irish culture than that. And there's been some wonderful Irish orators in the past. So there was a couple of quotes that I wanted to read to you. This one, believe it or not, is from John F. Kennedy. Ireland's hour has come. It is that quality of the Irish, the remarkable combination of hope, confidence, and imagination that is needed more than ever today. I just love that. I think that sums up the Irish people massively, that it is hope, confidence, and imagination. When you think about the Irish diaspora, where I don't know how many hundreds of thousands of Irish people left Ireland and went to America, Australia, New Zealand, Jamaica, most of the Caribbean islands. Some came to England, Scotland, France. They went everywhere, mostly because Ireland was somewhere that you couldn't really survive during the potato famine, particularly. But through an awful lot of the centuries in Ireland, there's been hunger because Ireland was subjugated for a very long time by the British. But it's also the fact that wherever they went, they succeeded. Wherever they went, they built, they created, they made new lives, they built amazing families, and became powerful in their own ways. And I just think that that is just testament to the courage, the imagination, and just the chutzpah of the Irish people. Just very proud of that side of my heritage. I really wish I knew more about it, but to be honest with you, I genuinely don't. My mum's not particularly good at her own history, so I haven't really got any real tales to tell apart from the tales of my childhood and the odd thing that my grandma taught me and told me when I was growing up. Right, so to the chap that's bought this, I hope this brings you as much happiness as it had brought to me, because I love this book. It's got some of the best speeches in it. Bertie Ahern, Liam Cosgrave, Charles Hoy, Joe Connolly, Des O'Malley, just great orators. Mary Robinson, Come Dance With Me in Ireland. Love that. Absolutely love that. Absolutely love that. So, yes, I'm sorry to see this book go, but I am glad that somebody else is going to get some joy out of it, because I certainly did. All right, okay, so another two. These are the ones. So those are the ones I sold. These are the ones that I kind of just found. All right. Now this one, The Happy Hooker. It's not what you think. All right. It's so not what you're thinking. So dial it back. This one's about crochet. I have loved crochet since I learned to knit and crochet at the same time. I struggled with crochet because the placement of your fingers when you're actually crocheting, it's quite challenging to do when you're quite young. But if you persevere with it, you can make beautiful things with crochet. I actually prefer crochet to knitting in terms of the finished article, because crochet tends to have a little bit more lightness to it, whereas knitting is a little bit thicker, and it's mostly for warmth. Crocheting seems to be more about decoration for me than it is about warmth, because it's quite holy. And I don't mean that in a biblical sense. I mean, there's holes in the crochet, but knitted is a lot more tightly, densely packed. Even when you're making like lacy patterns in knitting, it's still quite densely packed stitches. So yeah, there. But this book I found within my collection, and I know that I did use this, and I did make a couple of the things out of it, like some of the beanies. but I don't think I used it to its best advantage. And I haven't made, for instance, I did not attempt this particular pattern, and I kind of wish I had. I don't know about you, but I don't think a knitted bikini is going to survive in seawater or stay up. To be fair, I cannot see this staying up on anybody during a little swim. You are going to go in the water wearing said bikini and return without it. Very simple, because as much as you try, knitted crocheted strings do not tie as tightly as you think they're gonna, and they're gonna come undone. So yeah, no, I did not attempt the crocheted bikini. Wish I had, but I would not have worn it. I'd have put it on some other sucker and watched it fall off them, because that would have been so funny. So funny. I'm mean. Oh my god, I'm so mean. But yeah, it has lovely things like this in it, which are coming really back into style at the moment. I've noticed that there's been a big upsurgence in crochet. There's a particular crochet artist who I've noticed doing videos on YouTube, and some of her stuff is just works of art. It's not even handcraft, it's art, and I am highly jealous of her skill and talent. Plus she's incredibly beautiful, and that just, it's just not fair to be that talented and that beautiful at the same time. It should be one or the other. You're either incredibly talented and ugly as a munter, or you should be incredibly beautiful and absolutely useless at everything. I mean, I just think that that would be a fair way to dole out the gifts, if you know what I mean. It's just a bit unfair if you are stunningly beautiful, really good at everything, and really talented as well. That just seems like a surplus of gifts for one person. But hey ho, such is life. Right. Next book. This one was given to me. It's called She Means Business. It was given to me as a gift. I think I was leaving a job and I was going to go back to being self-employed for a while, because I ran my own business for many, many years, and I did enjoy it. But if I'm honest, I kind of got bored. I got too good at what I did. And if you get too good at what you do, it stops being a challenge. And if it stops being a challenge, then it stops being fun. And if it stops being fun, it starts to become a chore. And if it starts to become a chore, you're going to get bored and you're not going to want to do it. You have to be passionate about what you do. Um, I was never passionate about that particular job, that the company that I ran. I was passionate about being able to support my children. I was passionate about being able to employ other people. I was passionate about that. But what we actually did, I was not passionate about it. I was good at it. And being good at something and passionate about something, they're not the same thing at all. So, yeah, when I gave up that business, I wasn't particularly sorry about that. It just wasn't for me. It was a means to an end. It was not the goal. It was not the goal at all. So yeah, She Means Business. Found this quite useful. It's got a lot of motivational stuff in it. It's all about how to take your ideas, and it doesn't matter what your idea is. It's not about the idea. It's about the mindset. It's about the way you approach the challenge. It's about how you keep yourself motivated and all of those things. And that book was actually really quite useful for me at the time. I was very grateful for the gift, but I think those days are gone, so it's going to somebody else now. And my final choice for today, because I don't want to bore you, it's called Just Junk. Now, this book I bought many years ago, and I have actually used some of the ideas. So it was things like this: taking an old chair and turning it into something a little bit more modern, a little bit more lively, a little bit more colourful, and a little bit more stylish. And some of the ideas in this book are just fabulous. Like this one, taking a metal bedstead and turning it into a sofa. So instead of it being a boring old bed, you could turn it into a sofa for your living room and gilding it and things like that. Then there was other things like this, like taking a paper lampshade and turning it into a gilded lampshade by using like mandala dotting or poking holes in the paper and then sealing the paper so that the light shone through the holes but the paper didn't tear. So you do have to reinforce that. So the idea is you take an old lamp like so, ugly old lamp, and turn it into a gilded beauty. I mean, just simple things that mean, especially when you're young and you haven't got a lot of money, then this is a really good book for taking junk and turning your home into somewhere that is really quite stylish and beautiful. So yeah, love that. Love this great book. Absolutely great book. Broken chairs, revamping them, turning them into something special. Okay, so that's my selection of books for today. I hope you've enjoyed my little selection. I will probably be back with a few more. I'm away on holiday in about a week's time, and I'm really looking forward to it. I'm really excited. I've booked some excursions for myself and my friend Morney, and we are going to live it up. Treasure Beach, you are going to be seeing me running around all over you. I actually have had to design my own swimsuits because I couldn't find anything in the shops, so I designed a couple of swimsuits and I've had them made and they've arrived and they fit and they feel comfortable and I cannot wait to wear them. I may share that the next time that I make a video maybe about the Jamaica trip itself. So I look forward to that. Thank you for staying with me. Thank you for keeping me company and listening to my little rambles. That's really appreciated. If you've enjoyed this, and I hope you have, like, subscribe, drop me a follow, and yeah, let's be friends. Talk to you soon.